What is good, J-Mike Talk, and today we're taking a look at the brand spanking new Nike Tiempo Legend 7, where the big news is that finally all 4 Nike boots have been equipped with Flyknit. It kinda had to happen eventually, but now it is official. The Tiempo has Flyknit. But apart from that, it is full to the brim with a ton of new wicked innovations, and Nike say they've improved the boot to no ends. So let's look at what the deal is with the Tiempo Legend 7 and why the boot is full to the brim with stuff from the future. Now, as some of you may know, the whole Nike Tiempo Legend line started off by combining a classic no-nonsense leather upper with all the latest and most modern tech that Nike had to offer. It all began with the Nike Air Tiempo Legend, introducing the air units in the sole. And now on the Legend 7, we get a premium kangaroo leather upper with the latest and greatest from Nike, the Flyknit material. And the Legend 7 is the lightest Tiempo ever made, shaving 55 grams off of the Tiempo Legend 6. And now it weighs a ridiculously low 194 grams. I mean, that is 3 grams heavier than the Superfly 5. It's leather. Technology. Putting the whole weight celebration aside for a moment, let's look at the construction on the Tiempo Legend 7 because it consists of mainly 2 elements. We have the Flyknit element here running all the way from the heel through the tongue, of course, and through the midfoot till roundabouts here. And then there is, of course, the leather forefoot covering the Flyknit part in the midfoot as well. And while Flyknit is a big deal and technically the biggest innovation on the Legend 7, it's actually an element that's always been there on the Legend, the leather and the leather construction, that is the biggest deal to me. But I'm gonna get back to that. Now, the Flyknit heel counter is basically a normal low-cut heel counter. It might look like Flyknit and it might say Flyknit on the heel, but to be honest with you guys, it doesn't really feel like conventional Flyknit would. In the heel, it's pretty solid and will probably give you a good amount of support and stability. But on the other hand, there are these pods on the inside, foam pods that do look pretty comfortable and actually also feel pretty good when you put the boot on. But if you want to know where the pod is at, look no further than the Flyknit tongue, because as I mentioned, it runs under the leather to around about here to give you this snug, sock-like seamless transition from boot to foot. It's also been made so it's ribbed, potentially for your pleasure, and it is extra stretchy to be as dynamic and padded and comfortable and even luxurious around your foot as you want it to be, and also to avoid a little bit of lace bite if you want to tie your laces really tight. And again, even better, it should be easier to get on than the Legend 6 because it stretches. As I've mentioned a few times, on top of the Flyknit sits the leather forefoot, but this is no random piece of leather. It's actually probably the best leather I've seen on a Tiempo Legend or, any leather boot for a while. For that matter, it feels untreated, a little bit sticky, it feels padded, it feels extremely soft, and I'm actually, honestly, very, very surprised. It's miles better than what we saw on the Tiempo Legend 6, from my first impression at least. But anyway, this leather sits on top again on a skeleton or a frame, if you will, made out of foam that is supposed to give you a quilted padded sensation with a bit more texture on the touch. And also, it's supposed to minimize the water uptake and make sure that the leather overstretches a little bit less and keeps its shape better than it did on the Legend 6. And also, the Legend 7 has been equipped with 3 flywire cables on each side that run through the leather and the Flyknit material and helps keeping your foot locked securely on the plate by wrapping it like a seatbelt when you pull your laces tight. But actually, the flywire cables get a bit of a helping hand when it comes to keeping your foot locked on the plate. The secret is called Fitmesh, and actually you can't see it because it's inside of the boot. But this is a woven mesh that sits disconnected under the leather. It doesn't have anything to do, it's not connected to the leather in any way. And it's made so the more pressure you apply to it, the tighter it gets to really keep your foot securely in place. It's a bit like a Chinese strap where the more you pull, the more pressure you apply to it, the tighter it gets. And that's good because it means that it only works and it's only tight when you need it to be. It also means that Nike have actually been able to use a softer and a finer leather now that the leather doesn't have any work to do in keeping your foot securely locked on the plate. There's other tech to do that. And if the Fitmesh actually works and makes a difference, it's pretty damn exciting because it means soft leather for everyone. Sole plate is also new. It's called Hyper Stability, and it basically mixes the Tiempo Legend 6 plate with the Hypervenom 3 plate. Because here you get the comfort and the maneuverability from conical studs combined with the stability and the aggressive traction from bladed studs. And as per usual, Nike have looked at where you apply pressure when you, for instance, want to turn or push off, and then place the studs after that. So, science, basically. And also the sole plate is where Nike found most of the 55 grams that they shaved off of the boot, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how the plate feels combined to the Tiempo Legend 6. At least, it's got a new shiny name. When I first heard that Nike were going to introduce Flyknit on the Legend 7, I thought, oh no, you didn't. But actually, it is fortunately still low cut and it feels somewhat like a Legend. They kept the DNA intact, introducing Flyknit, who wants a like. But actually also the design, I think it's gonna take me a while to get used to it. It seems a bit solid and bulky to me at first. But the tech, on the other hand, sounds pretty exciting, and I'm looking forward to see if it can outperform the Tiempo Legend 6. I'm gonna let you know when we review it, of course. But what do you guys think of the new Nike Tiempo Legend 7? You should let me know right down below. Give me your first impression, and I'm gonna give away a pair of Legend 7 to the very best one. Also, don't forget to subscribe by hitting the green bubble over my head so you have a shot of winning. Leave me a like if you had a good time and spread the word by sharing the video with your friends. And with that, I'm signing off. Cheerio.